Good morning, Flippin' Ain't Easy family. Today is a shipping video. So today is Monday and it is September 15th, and Tyler will be home in 10 days. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry. Squirrel. Anywho, I'm gonna start doing some shipping. I did some of it last night, and so I'm gonna get going, and see how we go. Um, it doesn't look like I'll be doing any Frankenboxing, which is fine by me because it looks like we have boxes that are all good to go. So without further ado, let's go. What I like to do is I like to find the boxes that are already pre-packaged, pre-taped, and I don't have to do anything but verify dimensions, weight, and make sure it's packaged nicely. If I pick up the box and it moves around, then I'm going to open it up and put more bubbles. So I see one here that looks like it's ready to go, and it is a Mazda 2 alternator. So let me look for that one real quick. Mazda 2, there it is. And all of my bubble wrap is up above here. They hang off of a big giant bracket thing from the wall, so it gets in my way sometimes. So here we go. 12 pounds. I'm going to verify John's weight. 12 pounds. And dimensions are 8, 10, and 7. 8, 10, and 7 is what he has in there. So he doesn't expect me to bubble and poly, is what that tells me. So, and there's no stickers to take off. It's just a really well packaged box. I can hear. No, I don't hear anything. I do hear it kind of moving around, but I believe John. When John does this, that means that it's ready to go. So, yeah, I'm gonna verify. Just because it sounds like, because sometimes those the bubbles that he puts in, they lose their air. So what I'll do is I will take some bubbles to make it a little tighter in there. All right. And then the great thing is I have paper tape. So I will take a strip of that and lace it back over the top. And it's ready to go. All right, so it's going ground advantage to, oh no, it's going to Puerto Rico. Oh, okay. So, like I said on the last live, a lot of alternators, a lot of AC compressors for vehicles are going to Puerto Rico. So let's print that one out. And here's our label. I just placed that over the top of where he wrote. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to give out anybody's address, including my own. All right, so we have some larger boxes in here. So I know you can't see what I'm doing, but trust that I'm just digging through a pile of boxes. The main important thing is that we are showing you what John didn't in the, as far as wrapping the boxes and doing all the things. Vanilla iced coffee for the win. All right, so this is a boat propeller, and he's already pre-packaged it. However, it looks like he kind of Frankenboxed it. To me, see this divot there? I don't like that. I don't like it at all. So we're gonna fix it by placing a piece of paper tape right over the top. Bottom is the same way, so I will do one on the bottom. All right, now just for added protection, I'm gonna add it my favorite 3-inch tape. All right, so that's good to go. Let me check it, the weight and everything. Oh. Let's see. Boat propeller. Boat propeller. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, so he has 7 pounds, 15, 11, 7. So it is actually 6 pounds. All right. So 6 pounds and 15, 12, 7, 15, 12, 7. So he put 11. And then I'm going to drop the weight down to 6. It is going to Oregon, and it's going ground advantage for $10.30. So we'll go ahead and print that out. All right, so here's my label. I'm going to place it on the package. I like to push it down and press it because sometimes these labels come off the boxes, because if you didn't know, tape is supposed to stick to tape, and these labels, even though it's sticky and tapey, it's not a word, but I made it up. Sometimes they do peel off because of the heat. And thankfully, we're getting some cooler weather. All right, so, whoop. Okay, sorry about that. That was my fault. Okay, I see another box here that is already pre-packaged, which is a Lacrosse Technology weather station. Lacrosse. There it is. Okay. And this is going to Arizona, ground advantage. I'll verify the weight. He has 5 pounds, and I'm going to call it 5. I'm going to just verify 16, 13, 9. Okay, change that. 16, 13, 9, 5 pounds, $11.78. Okay. There's that one. That one's good to go. So now we just start going on the ones that need a little attention, which means labels need to be taken off. And it's going to be bubbled and then polyed. So this is a control board. I think it's a Samsung. Let me see. Control board for Samsung dryer. And the part is ending in 9-2. Yep, that's right. So I just verify that I have the right item. And it's going Grounded Vantage to Massachusetts. There's a couple stickers on here I am going to remove, and to do that I use my heat gun and a box cutter. And I just lift up the corner with the box cutter and it peels right off. Any other labels that need to go are, I don't have any on this particular package. I could probably take, I don't know what's underneath this one, so I'm just going to take it off in precaution. It's a label on top of a label. So I don't want confusion or questions from the buyer. So here we go. I'm just going to bubble this. Okay, so then I get a poly bag. Now I am in between sizes right now as far as what ones I have to use, because we need to place an order. So all right, so now I will fit the poly bag and just secure it nicely inside. Try to get all the air out of there as much as possible. So okay. And that's the thing with the shipping videos is you're not going to hear me talking much. I'm just kind of going through and just telling you what I'm doing. I mean, it's not rocket science, nor do you have to do things the way I do them. It's your business. You do yours how you would like. So this is how I do it. I do like to completely tape the package because I want it solid. I want it to go through the rollers perfectly. I don't want things to catch on anything, whether that be rollers or whatever. Okay, and once I have that done, I'm just going to weigh it, and I clean as I go. Because there's other people who don't do that. All right, so we're looking at 1 pound, 5 ounces. So John had 2. I like to go in and just put the correct number. It doesn't really make a difference when it comes down to price. Sometimes it will drop it down by a couple of cents, but for the most part, once you hit the 2 pound weight, it is what it is. All right, so we're at 12, 7, 5. 12, 7, 5. All right, so $10, Ground Advantage, and we're going to print the label. Push that on, press everything in, and going on to the next. So here we have an item that is not boxed at all, which is fine. That just means we have to do that. All right, so we got a little package. Let me pull it up on eBay. All right, it's going to Ohio. And Ground Advantage, of course. Okay, needs to go in a box. It's not going to fit in there. No. We are right in the middle of not having enough box size options. So I need to figure out a box. Give me uno momento. I don't have many options, so I'm gonna go through. I have a stack of boxes that are of all different sizes and shapes, and when I can't find a box to fit something, I like to go in and find something that I put away for later. So here's one. This may work. So this is just an old eBay box that we had, and we could have been a return, and we just saved the boxes. So okay, so I'll put that in. I'm going to stuff this inside. Normally I would cut down that box, but it's Monday and I don't feel like it, because it also looks like John put good enough measurements in there to where it won't be far off. So weighing that, it's we're gonna go 1/8, but it doesn't need anything else. 12, 11, 8. Well, can I get away with 7? No. 12, 11, 8. And it did nothing to the amount. So it's $9.31 to go to Ohio. Why is eBay not working? Don't you dare go down. Okay, just gonna put the label on. Okay, moving right along. I know that I made John turn off that whole follow me stuff, the camera, because it's annoying. Nobody wants to see my backside nor anything else. So there we go. I gotta check for stickers. I always check to make sure that they don't have stickers that I don't want on there. It's okay to have the sticker of what's inside, but not anything else. And here is our labeling system number. Okay, I hear it moving, so I'm going to open this up and check what I can do to make this stuff not cling together, like cling together, clack together, whatever the word is. Anyway, you guys all know I never have the words. It hasn't always been this way, but you know, in life, you get older, things change. So I'm gonna kind of rearrange. So what could be making noise is the screws of this. So I'm just gonna put a piece of tape, not tape, bubbles. Oh boy. So there we go. And close it up. Okay, and then I'll just put a piece of tape to keep that closed. All right, and then we are going to bubble and poly. So I'm gonna move this camera just a smidge so that you guys are not swimming in bubbles. Okay, let me move that. Just gonna check eBay real quick because I want to make sure I know. It's a signal booster for AT&T mobile 5G cell phone signals. So signal booster. I just want to verify Minnesota ground advantage. All right. It's getting very hot in here. Turn on my fan. Okay, here we go. So something that I do, oops. So as you can see, the bubbles do not cover the box completely. So I will take a piece of bubble wrap and I will cut a piece and put it right here to cover that blank space. And and now it's fully covered. So do the same thing for this side. Okay, so there you go. We have all sides are covered with bubble. Now I'm going to check to see if this size poly bag will work. It looks like it will, however, sometimes they don't. And it's great. Perfection. Perfection. Okay, so this one, all I'm going to do is secure it to the box with the tape. I want to make it nice and neat as possible. Doesn't matter really, but to me, presentation is, it can be your first impression. If anyone ever has heard of the first impression means the most, That's why I do it the way I do it. Sometimes I don't have that luxury of making them absolutely perfect, but I try my best. So how many of you people, my friends, are morning people? Are you a morning person or are you a night person? Me, I'm a night person. I am not a morning person at all. I used to have to be when we worked for the railroad. And I worked at 6 a.m. to 2:30. I've actually worked all of the shifts that they have because the call center was 24/7. However, I worked in a specialty department in which our phones went down at 8 p.m. Pacific time, so we were always off by 8 if we were working that shift. But I rarely work that shift. I typically liked to get in and get out. So 6 a.m. to 2:30 was my shift for many, many, many years. Although, you know, you have to work different shifts when it's needed. You know, if somebody's gone or they have a certain amount of agents that are gone and you have to pick up the slack. That's what we did. All right, so we are at, oh wow, 4 pounds. Battery's going dead. So 5 pounds, and then measuring 15, 10, and 5. And that is exactly what John has in here. Kudos to John. So $11.35. Let's go. All right. So there is the package. All nice and snug in a bug in a rug. All right, so there's that. We have another that we're going to bubble and poly, which is another, which one is this one? It just says Ford Ranger, so that does tell me it's either an AC compressor or an alternator. And this one says Ford Ranger, so that is an alternator. All right, so it is going to Arizona, ground advantage. Perfect. Not too far away, so the shipping isn't high at all. It's $7.85. All right, there is a sticker that I'm going to remove. And that's good. Check all of them. Yep, everything's good. Okay, so we bubble and poly again. All right, and as I'm not a morning person, I'm also not a breakfast eating person. I do not eat until lunchtime. So I'm doing the same thing where I'm adding a piece of bubble onto the side because there's not enough bubble to wrap it. And I know some of you might say, well, why don't you use the bigger one? Well, because then it has too much extra bubbles on the ends and it makes the bubbles or the package bigger than it needs to be. So I want everything as conformed to the box as possible. And so that's just how I do it. It works well for me. I'll usually cut off an end, excuse me, when the bubbles are a little too long. So I'll fold it in half, cut off the end, and stick it right on there, and tape it down. So for lunch today, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. Actually, today, so last night, John he had some chicken put in the crock pot and it kind of cooked over a course of like a few hours. And then we made nachos with it. So we had rice, chicken, beans. I don't eat beans, but John ate the beans, and salsa, all the yummy things that you want for nachos. So we have leftovers, so I'll probably eat that for lunch, but without the nacho part of it. I'll probably just make a Mexican bowl. Skip the chips and the tortillas and just eat a bowl. Because I have been trying to cut down on carbs and all the other junk that goes in your body when you're just too lazy to cook. Or you're just too lazy to cook and you order out a lot. So here is the package all snug inside. This one, I already know that poly bag I used on the last item will not fit over this monstrosity. So I have to use the very big, large bag. So I like to tuck it into the corner so that I can make everything nice and tight, form-fitting. Okay, so I will squish out as much air as I possibly can. I will tuck that in. And on this one, I'm going to have to let some of the air out when I'm taping because it's just going to carry too much weight in it. With air that I couldn't get out. I'll do the other side. All right, and in order to get the extra air out, I take the part that had the closure of the poly bag, and I poke a hole inside underneath that little flap, and I just take the air out of it. And see, it's creating a bubble in order to get the rest of the air out. And now we can tape it. And the customer will never know that's there. I'll do the same thing on the other side. However, I already took the air out, so I don't have to cut it. I'm going to add one more piece right here. All right, so now we weigh it. 13 pounds. He has 13 pounds, and so whenever I cut off all the little pieces when I'm measuring how much extra bubble I want to add, I just keep these little pieces because I can use them over and over again. And I stick them in I have a little cubby that's underneath the desk. It's got 369 totes under it in the cubby holes. And that's where all my poly bags are, but I also have one little cubby here that holds just miscellaneous whatever. So measure 10, 10, 9. So 10, 10, 9. So $7.85, and we're going to print. And place the label on the package. I do push down and make sure that it's not coming off. We are going to do this rail. So this is a bed rail for elderly, as you can probably see. We sell a lot of accessibility parts or goods, such as bed rails, safety seats for the shower, for the bedroom, for wherever. We get them very inexpensive, and I can tell you actually what we paid for this. We paid $3.25 for this. So the customer paid $64.70, and $24.69 is the shipping. So it's showing on here that, let me put this down. It's showing that it says Ground Advantage, but that's because the buyer selected. Well, if they paid Ground Advantage, if it's cheaper to do FedEx, I'm going to do FedEx. The shipping time is the same. It's nothing different. A lot of times it will be just cheaper. So we're going to see if that's the case. If it's a significantly different in FedEx to USPS, then we will give the customer a refund. But if it's just a couple dollars less, then I will just go ahead and do that. And obviously that money goes to, that overage goes to shipping supplies, shipping fees. I really need a raise, you know. FedEx Ground Economy is $18.94. FedEx Home Delivery is $22.23. So I'm gonna do let me see what FedEx Ground Economy is. September 18th through the 25th. So Ground Advantage actually is a shorter time on this one. So we are going to go with Ground Advantage. So just an idea of the thinking that I do behind the label. So I am going to go with Ground Advantage because of the shipping dates. This one has it as September 18th through the 22nd for the estimated delivery date. Ground Advantage, Ground Economy through FedEx would have been the 18th through the 25th, not the 22nd. And it would only be saving me $4, less than $4. So I'm not willing to do that. They paid for that. They obviously saw the dates in mind, in my view. So I'm going to go ahead and just run the label as Ground Advantage. I am going to do a little bit of taping job and removing of some stickers. Oh, I got to push print. You got to push print. This one's going to Oklahoma. Fun fact, I've never been to Oklahoma. I'm not sure there's a reason to go, but you know. Any of y'all live in Oklahoma? Alright, so I'm going to take some of these stickers off because they just look tacky. That sticker did not want to come off all in one shot, so tore a little bit, but that's okay. That's what my handy tools can do. Let me check for other stickers. Oh, jeez. Okay, there's 3 stickers on this side, so let me get those off. And yes, one is a shipping printout label from, I think this is UPS. Because like we've said before, the items we get are almost always Amazon returns, different Home Depot, just various places, but a lot of it is Amazon. And these are Amazon returns that go to the warehouses to get sold a different way. So I am going to tape this down a little better because, let me see if I can show you. See this? I don't want that. So I'm going to tape it down. I'm going to do the sides first. do again when the tape sticks to each other. I would love to salvage it, but sometimes I'm too frustrated. It just doesn't work. So. Okay. So now. Okay, there's a hole in the box, a couple of them. So what I will do is I'll take a 6-inch piece of paper tape and cover up, since the box is brown, even though it's the manufacturer, I still don't want there to be any penetration from the stuff inside to protrude out. It's just a no-no. No-no. So, another hole on, not sure what that is, a little sticky thing. But there's a hole right here. So, see that? I don't want anything coming out of it. So, I'm gonna use paper tape again. So that's the paper tape. All right. The bottom needs at least piece of tape over this. All right, so, and because this is John probably thought this was going out FedEx no matter what, so he's already measured and weighed it. So I ran the label already. Duh. So it's accurate. All right, so there's that. All right, so now we have this behemoth. It's giant, and there is a large flap opening, because what these companies will do in order to check the box to make sure that the items are in there that are needing to be in there, and that they have to do a check. You know what I'm talking about. They cut a slat, like a door into the window to flip up the box, and there are stickers all over it. So I'm gonna get to town taking the stickers off. I don't see any stickers on the other side, but looks like they are covered on this side, and it's going to be nearly impossible for me to show you because I cannot lift this, even though it's not that heavy for you guys, but for me, I have a very hard time with heavy items because of my elbows and my shoulders. So I have to be very careful because I will pay for that pain for weeks. Doesn't go away, after a day of rest or whatever. So. I need to check the other side on the bottom for the place that we get our stuff puts their own sticker on it, and I don't see it, so we're good to go on that. But this box has a couple of problems where it's got holes in it, so I'm just going to cover those holes with paper tape again. And I know you can't see this, I'm so sorry, but I cannot lift this up or I will pay the price for it for months. Knowing what you can do and what you shouldn't do are going to be key for me. So even though I can lift it up, I know the stress that it does onto my shoulders and my elbows. And I will not risk that because I want to continue to be able to work. Okay, this bottom side, or actually it was the top side of the box, I'm going to use, am I gonna, I don't know, I hate when people use duct tape. Don't use duct tape on boxes, people. Just don't. It's, for one, it's ugly as hell. And for two, it's extremely difficult to get off. Nobody should be using duct tape when we have the option to buy clear tape or use paper tape. Just is a lot more professional looking. I feel like paper mache is kind of like paper mache. I feel like paper tape is like paper mache. You get to mold it and fold it in the directions that you want it to until it dries. And it just makes it easier to work with. So, okay. I am going to tape that down with clear tape because I just want the security knowing that it didn't come off. So, now, what I was saying, that how they cut it open with a box cutter and then they flip up just a piece to get in and see what they're looking at. Let me see if I can try and prop this up so that you can see. Okay, here. So they cut here. No, they cut here, down here, and then over here, up. And then they open the flap like a door. And it's already taped. However, the tape is coming off. So I'm going to secure that. And all right. Normally I'd put paper tape on it because actually that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take this piece, clear tape off, because it's not sticking anymore anyway. Okay, so the battery died on the DJI thingamabobby. So I just went and added paper tape over the little flat part. Then I secured it with clear tape to make it so nothing can poke out of whatever holes those were. So now this is going to be, one second, let me fix this. I need it to stand up on its own. All right, so this is a prime example of what we deal with FedEx. So I have found so this is going to Florida, and it is, the person chose FedEx home delivery. They paid $89.90. $87.90 is that of the shipping. So there's a $2 shipping and handling fee. And so what I'll do on this one is I will definitely, because the bigger items that we ship and we use FedEx, I will go in and check our business account with FedEx to compare prices. And if I can get it lower on FedEx.com, then I'll do that. And it's really sad that we can only do it on these larger items that are more expensive. I really wish we had another, or that I don't know what they did to our discount. I don't know why it's so different. Because I used to ship a good portion of bigger items through FedEx. So let me just have to copy and paste each line. This is the time-consuming part where you have to fill in all the information because you can't just drag it and drop it or connect it in any way, which is also frustrating. 21 pounds. 21. And 54.27.3. 54.27.3. 3. All right, we are choosing home delivery. We already have a scheduled pickup. None of that matters. It's calculating it. $83.82. You're kidding me. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. It's only a couple bucks, but still. So I guess I will go with the FedEx on FedEx.com. $83.82. That's wild to me. Okay, and so then what I'll do is I'll copy the tracking number from FedEx, and I will go in and paste it into the add tracking section. Save, and got my label. Okay, so that's done. All right, so everything else, oh no, there's 2 items that must have sold that John didn't pull, so I will get him to get those, but for now I think what I'll do is I'll just close out the shipping. I think you've seen enough. That's going to be the end of the shipping video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be blessed, be kind, and just know that shipping ain't easy all the time. Love you guys.
Oh! Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. When flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. A Fero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. Oh, all resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Flipping ain't easy, but by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks, the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks, the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game.